Hello everybody, my name is Star Wars Boy, how are you? And welcome back to the channel for a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. In this video, we continue a reinforcement guide series with a reinforcement guide on the Resistance Caphex spy. Before I start the video, I just want to let you guys know that only a small percentage of viewers are actually subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. It is completely free and it helps out the channel. Anyways, let's get started. Taking a look at the Caphex Spy's base stats, they have a base health pool of 350 with a battle point cost of 1,500. Their weapon is of course their Glee 44, which is the same weapon that Finn uses in one of his abilities. The damage per hit is pretty good, coming at 70 to 45 with a damage per second of 163 to 105. The range is pretty good, coming in at 15 to 45 meters, and the overheat is after only 10 shots. Their L1 ability is called Scanner Beacon. It has a 25-second cooldown. Deployable decon that relays enemy locations and distributes their scanner to display a false enemy. If deployed outdoors, it can be used to call it in a remote bombardment. The damage is 100 per blast from the orbital strike. As for the pros, it scans enemies indoors and has an orbital strike outdoors, which is absolutely insane. As for the cons, I can't really think of any. However, the Scanner Beacon is not as useful as the Orbital Strike. I mean, if you throw that Orbital Strike outside on a command post, you're going to clean that command post clean and just get a bunch of kills. Their R1 ability is called Truncheon Attack and has a 1.25 second cooldown. Blunt force melee strikes that can be chained into a powerful third strikes that knocks down the enemy to the ground. The damage is 70 and 70 with 90 as the final strike. As for the pros, it does plus 20 damage on back hits and knocks down enemies. However, this ability is not nearly as good as the Commando Droid's Vibro Sword. Their middle ability is called Rapid Fire and has a really quick 11-second cooldown. Overload the blaster to rapidly fire it with maximum damage output. The duration is 25 seconds. As for the pros, it increases the rate of fire to 400 with a really fast cooldown. However, it's not as good long range as its primary weapon without the reconfiguration. Now moving on to the Caphex Spy's star cards, and the first card I am going to recommend for these guys is the Interrogation card. Reveal nearby enemies' locations by defeating an opponent using a melee strike. The radius goes from 16 meters to 22 meters with a maxed out star card. The Caphex Spy melee is pretty good. Again, it's not as good as the Commandos, but it is still a really reliable way to get some easy kills, and getting a reward for those kills is just really good. There are not many other cards that are good for the Caphex Spy, however this one goes pretty good considering that their entire R1 ability is a melee. The second card I'm going to recommend is called Desperation. It reduces ability recharge times when damage is dealt to you from 11% to 14% with a maxed out star card. The Caphex Spy's L1 ability is really good, however it does have a really long cooldown. So being able to lower that cooldown is really going to help you, as if you can use this ability as much as possible, it will boost your kill streak a lot. The final card I am going to recommend for these guys is the Acquisition card. Enemies dealing damage to you will be temporarily marked for an easy retaliation, from 11 seconds to 22 seconds with a maxed out star card. The Caphex Spy's weapon does have some pretty good range, so even if someone is shooting you from a pretty good distance, you will still be able to retaliate and get some good hits on them or even kill them. So that is going to be it for this reinforcement guide, guys. I wanted to make this guide as short as possible because I really didn't want to extend it, as I didn't have much to say about these guys. They are good, however, there's not nearly as much to talk about as the Droidicas or Aerials. Next week, we're going to be finishing off the reinforcement guides finally with a reinforcement guide on the ISB agent and Ewok. If you are looking forward to seeing that, then be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on. So, see you guys next time, bye, and may the Force be with you always.